people, real people, make up community. It's the whole idea that a community is made up of not only just the residents, but it's the residents and the people who work and the people who contribute.
Something like 70% of the people who work in Park City, within our city boundaries, come from outside of Park City. And that's an affordability issue. It's because rents are high, property prices are high, but many of our jobs are at the low end of the pay scale.
People can't afford a home in the area that's $500,000 if they're working as a teacher, if they're a fireman, if they're a person who works in the restaurant or a lodging building. It's just beyond their means. Mountain Lands helps bridge that so we can live here.
The work that Mountain Lands Housing does is amazing. It is much needed and necessary, especially for professionals that want to work in this town, that also want to live in this town.
Mountain Lands was started in 1993. The need for affordable housing for our workforce was recognized, and we were created to try to fill that need and advocate for affordable housing for the community. Mountain Lands has many programs to meet the housing needs of our workforce. We have a lot of different homeownership programs. We have subsidized rentals. We have a transitional housing program for those who are temporarily homeless. We operate our Housing Resource Center, which provides rentals for year-round employees as well as seasonal employees.
Not everybody wants to buy a home. Not everybody needs to buy a home. And so the fact that Mountain Lands has this breadth of projects, from transitionals to affordable rentals to rent-to-own and now some senior housing, I think that's just incredible. And the fact that they've been doing it for 20 years is also pretty impressive.
We have this program, it's called Mountain Lands Transition, and we help those that need some time to get back on their feet. We provide them with an apartment and a work plan where we set up goals to be independent and self-sufficient. We find that it's very important for people to be able to find housing and stay in the community where they work. It's more chances to become successful that way, because that's where they have the support group, their emotional group, their friends. So eventually these people are gonna be moving into their own rental with a subsidy or not a subsidy. And our dream is sometime these people are gonna be able to buy their own house.
Mountain Lands performs a vital function for our community in managing all of the myriad different types of affordable housing that are possible through different funding sources.
We get funding from a lot of different sources. For example, the Mutual Self-Help Program is funded by USDA Rural Development. Our transitional housing is primarily funded by HUD under its homeless prevention program. We get a little bit of funding from the state. We build our apartments using low-income housing tax credit. It's layers and layers and layers of funding for all these programs. And in the past 20 years, we've brought about $60 million worth of loans and grants and tax credits and rental assistance into Summit County.
When we moved here to Utah, my work was here in Park City, and where I lived was a far distance, and just the price, something I couldn't afford. And then I was called by Mountain Lands that there was an apartment available for me and my children. Price was much better. I didn't have to live paycheck by paycheck. I've been able to go out more with the boys, do more activities with them.
I've always been sort of in the trenches in a tourism job. I work at the local bookstore right now. I ran a bed and breakfast for 10 years. I'm serving in my second term on city council, and I could not do that without affordable housing. I would not be living here. I'd be priced right out of town.
When I started out, I wasn't good for a penny. So I needed to start from scratch based on my situation. And Mountain Lands had all the paperwork. I contacted their office. They were incredibly helpful. And they said, basically, you have to do this, 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 and this. And then the sale went through with their help. So without Mountain Lands Housing, I would not be here.
Had it not been for Mountain Lands and these affordable houses, we would be living in a small condo without a yard, without a garage. We have 2 daughters now. They both have their own bedroom. We wouldn't have this space, this great house, if it weren't for Mountain Lands.
I'd like to say thank you on behalf of myself and my family, Mountain Lands Community Housing Trust, because without the things you do, I wouldn't still be here. I wouldn't raise a generation of a family who have put their roots into this community and consider it home.
I want to thank Mountain Lands for helping me and my family being able to afford living here in Park City.
I will be eternally grateful for the assistance I received from Mountain Lands Housing for enabling me to actually purchase a home in Park City.
I would like to thank Mountain Lands for allowing my family to be able to enjoy and live the Park City dream.
Thank you, Mountain Lands.